guys?
What up?
My boy Aaron is back. Let's go. We're back, baby.
Yeah, we made it.
He's back in the building.
It's been a long couple of weeks.
Yeah, man, our schedules just weren't clicking. I mean,
you're just busy.
I was busy too. There was a couple times, I was like, the one Monday you hit me up, I was like, they're not making it. I was like, they're not making it.
Which made me not feel so bad about canceling.
Yeah, I know. I thought we were even. I were even. You got me, I got you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, but it was cool, man. That's what it is. We're freaking dads, and we gotta do what we gotta do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, shit's gotta get done.
Yeah, so.
Priorities.
Yes, you have to prioritize everything.
Not that this one isn't, but, there's a list.
There's a list, and for sure, we have a lot of other things going on. And, it's for me, I definitely wanted to keep the content rolling, so that's why I jumped in. I tried to improvise as best as I could, because I know it's just our schedules don't align much. So when we can't, like I said, I always get to keep the shows rolling. But
things are clearing up for me, so
yeah, we're gonna
be
rocking.
Clearing up for me,
Once that happens, we'll be rocking and rolling.
Oh yeah.
And what's dope is the last episode I just shot. There's 4 of us on.
All right.
And the sound quality came out.
Yeah,
sick. We did it in my living room.
Yeah, it's cool.
So that's all I was thinking. I had Aaron comes back. We got endless things we could do now. Now that I know we got the sound down, we got everything pretty much mastered now. So I'm super excited about it.
Yeah, no, it's going good.
But so let's get started. This is episode 6.
6?
Yeah, we're on 6 of the sins of our fathers, and this one's a big one.
Yeah.
I did not want to move on with this one until I got you in this seat with me. We're going to talk about, it's important to go about this because as not just fathers, but as human beings in general, I feel we all have a past that we have to kind of get over.
Yeah, it's touchy.
Yeah, in order to do that, you have to do a lot of reflecting. And I feel like that's one of the hardest things as humans we could do is reflect, because there's a lot of shit you might not want to even think about, or a lot of shit that you just want to bury and not even ever talk about. For me, I know there's a lot.
Absolutely.
And it's just how do you get yourself to finally talk about it? You don't even talk about it and get through it to your head, deal with it. Sometimes you do have to talk to somebody else, sometimes you deal with it internally, but you have to deal with it some way or another. You just put it in the back of your head and just moving forward. It's going to come up at the worst times.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think the only thing that really helps with that kind of shit is just time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Time is a big one, time is a little
Time definitely heals all.
Yeah, no, it does.
For
it
sure.
does. Because even shit even just on a small scale, you know what I mean? Because I'll have quick little anxiety attacks. Everyone does. Laying in bed, 2 o'clock in the morning, and thinking about some dumb shit you said 5 years ago.
Dude, you get those? Everyone does. I feel like everyone does. You're driving, and all of a sudden, memory will shoot out from like you said 5 years ago, and I'm like,
instant misery.
And I'll start feeling bad. I'm like, why am I thinking about this?
Exactly. Because you really don't care.
Yeah.
Enough time has gone by.
Not because you don't care anymore, but at the same time, you get that split second though. You go back to that time when you felt like shit and
anger, the shame.
Yeah, dude, that's
all
so
that
crazy.
Yeah,
but
you don't care because
it's it's at the point where it doesn't matter anymore.
What are you gonna do?
Well, yeah, and it's like you said, it's been 5 years. The person that either it was happened with or if it was you, it's already gone.
Yeah.
They don't even care anymore.
No.
And you don't care anymore.
No.
So.
I mean, if you think about it and it strikes a nerve, you might care a little bit.
And I don't think it's necessarily that you care in the moment. I think it's more or less that it strikes a nerve because you remember what it felt like when it happened for a split second.
Yeah.
But then you get back to reality and you're like, oh, that was 5 years ago, and that's how you nurture that. But it definitely did bother you. It kind of still resonates you that you did that.
And that's part of reflecting now.
Yeah.
Those little moments are part of reflecting.
And when those things do pop up and you remember how you felt, that's when you have to look at yourself wow, I never want to do that again.
No,
and that's when you make yourself better.
Yeah, I never want that to happen to me again. I never want to do that again. I never want to go there again. You know what I'm saying?
It's if you don't have that though, then your life's gonna be miserable.
Yeah.
It's so miserable.
You also can't be a scared, paranoid person to live life and be afraid to get hurt though.
No, absolutely not.
Be afraid to get burned.
So
you gotta take the chance on life.
I think that you should never live like you never be fearful of making the same mistake again.
Right.
I think that you should be mindful.
And keep expectations.
Exactly. Yeah.
Keep the expectations kind of low.
That you know what's so funny? I was just saying that. I was just talking to my grandmother about this.
It sucks, but
I was talking to my grandmother about this. I was like, you have these expectations sometimes of like, even just of a relationship. If you're with
anything,
a girl, yeah, you have these expectations like this is gonna be great, and then all of a sudden you go and like eat, or like you said, or you go and you're actually in that moment, and your expectations were not met, and now you're like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, this was not what I wanted.
Absolutely.
And you're upset about it. And sometimes you even get mad, but it's like, it's not the other person's fault or whatever's fault. It's your fault. You're the one who set the bar so high.
You set it way too
high. You can't do that.
Can't.
You know? And honestly, I'm glad you brought that up with the expectations, because that's kind of where I feel me and my dad's issues are.
Yeah.
Or where are, it's that when I was younger and I would go visit him in Florida, my expectations of what we were going to do were so high. Mm-hmm. He was on that pedestal, like he could do no wrong.
Yeah.
I just and when I was starting to realize that was never going to happen, or didn't happen how I wanted to, it was sad. And then as I got older, it was anger, and
yeah, for sure.
And now I look back at it, now that I'm older, it's kind of like, well, maybe I was putting too much pressure then that he didn't even know. Like, he didn't know what I was expecting, so that's why, like, when I talk about him now, it's like, I'm not mad at him anymore. I don't hold any malice towards him, but I will hold him accountable for the things that I feel like he kind of was shorthanded on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like I said, I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know the why behind his stuff. Unless we have that conversation, I'm not going to know the why. What his reasoning was for that, why he did certain things he did, but for me, I use it as a tool now to translate to my kids, to make sure that I don't make those same mistakes, and kind of be on point with that.
Absolutely, definitely.
Because I know the expectations I set for my dad, so my head's always like, well, those are my expectations. I want to know what my kids' expectations are for me.
Yeah.
So I want to try to meet those as much as I can,
No, for sure, definitely, and like that's always been a problem for me personally. Like, I always set that bar real fucking high. You know what I mean? Like, with relationships, people, like, just and you really can't with people. You know what I mean?
Well, because you never know.
You really can't. And the only reason I do that, though, is because I have big expectations for myself. You know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
I keep the bar pretty high for myself. I expect myself to be a certain way. But you also can't expect things from people that you expect from yourself. Like,
you can't, but there's nothing wrong with feeling that you want to equal.
Absolutely.
Or better. There's nothing wrong with that.
For sure.
That mindset's a great mindset. Yeah. But you also have to be honest with yourself, knowing that it's not going to always be like,
no, for sure.
Everyone's different.
That's fucking life. Everyone's different. It's not always going to be rainbows and unicorns and all this other shit.
No, absolutely not.
It's not going to happen. I
feel like the more you start to realize that, though, the better your life is.
Absolutely.
Because I don't put expectations on anything anymore. I don't expect anything anymore.
Tell me about it.
It's my experiences, and people might think like, oh, that's horrible. Like that's not the way. No, it's the right way to live for me. Like, I don't know about how you guys are, but for me, like, I go into every experience not expecting it to be the best. I expect the worst and hope for the best.
That's it.
And I feel like ever since I formed my mind to be that way, I'm so much more happier in everything I do.
Yeah, and what's nice about being that way is that when things wind up being great.
Oh, when they exceed your expectations, and you're like,
it's awesome.
Oh, yeah,
it's
a
really
amazing
fucking
feeling. Because like you didn't, it's something you
whether you're going to a new fucking restaurant, or you're going out with a chick, or fucking, I don't know, going to see a movie.
Yeah.
Like, how miserable is that? You go to fucking movies and it's a shitty movie.
That's why I'm not a fan of watching trailers.
Yeah, you can't.
It's hard. I do want to see them, but sometimes you're like, you watch a trailer, and sometimes it pisses me off when I put something in the trailer that's not in the movie. You ever seen this? It's like, we're waiting for that one scene.
Or just all the best parts are in the trailer.
It's like, it's not there, and you're like, what the I saw that in the trailer.
Yeah, fucking sucks.
Yeah, so, it's very, you gotta have that balance of just, like I said, don't expect, like, the world from everyone. Because it's like you said, everyone's not you, or everyone doesn't have the same mindset as you.
Nope.
So if you're going into that thinking, well, what the fuck was this guy's problem? What's this girl's problem? Like, no, it's not. They might even know you're upset about it. Yeah. That's the fucked up part. Yeah. You're mad in your head, and you don't even know. Like, you don't even know why you're mad.
Yep.
It's
No,
like,
it's true.
because
I know,
they're
like,
built differently.
I deal with it at work, and like again, I expect things out of myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I work by appointment.
Yeah,
I'm a scheduled
I can
person.
understand that.
So like me personally, like dude, I live 15 minutes from my shop. I leave a half hour before I gotta be there. You know what I'm saying? Like
You're a stickler for time, man.
I'm a stickler for time,
Which is fine.
and I know that I'm like my appointments, whatever appointments I made, whether it's a doctor's appointment, whatever,
Really?
dinner reservation, something. I'm there, man. You know what I mean? I'm there when I'm
And
supposed to be
yeah.
there, dude. Like the old saying,
And you
bro.
expect that.
It's dude. If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. Call me
No, but a
fucking
lot of
psycho.
people though aren't like that.
No, they're not.
It's the worst.
They're not, bro. You're
But I
not.
feel for you though, because like you're right with your appointments. Like if someone's late, it fucks up your whole day.
Fucks up my whole
It
day.
backs you up
Yeah,
now.
for sure. We're not going to complain about it.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I still love you, late guys. It's fucking cool. I still take you.
Yeah.
You guys know the limit. So I got a fucking grace period. After that, after that, I can't help you, bud.
That's hilarious.
But that's something I have to deal with, though.
Yeah.
And that's what, like as far as expectations, I can't expect these guys to be.
No,
And some guys are. Some guys aren't.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, I'm not a stickler for being on time.
Yeah.
I used to be when I was younger.
Fashionably late, motherfucker.
I am. I used to be when I was younger. I used to. It's funny. You ask my mom. When I was younger, I used to freak out if she was making me late. Like if she was driving, I'm like, Mom, I'm gonna go to school. I would freak. I would panic.
That's dude. That's where it comes from.
And then all of a sudden, like when I just became like a boss, like manager status. I just stopped caring. They gave me that freedom. I'm like, when I knew they didn't care anymore, I was like, well, they don't care. I can stroll in late now anytime I want, But it's one of those things where though once you get out of that, it's hard to get back into it. Like it's a bad habit. So like I try to be mindful, and like when it's an important appointment, I try to make sure I'm on time. But like there's just certain things I'm just like,
just casually
kind of walking late. My cousin Moose says it the best. He works for me as the night auditor, so I'll come in late sometimes. And mind you, this guy's like you, like stickler for the time. But not only time though, he's like by the book kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like if I give him a rule book,
just the time.
The
time thing is like.
No, I'm saying, but he'll read a book.
Yeah.
And if it's rules, he follows every rule to exactly how it's worded.
Yeah, that's pretty well.
So that's who he is. He's always been like that. But with time though, oh my god. So he worked for me at another property, and some chick, I don't know what happened, but she came in an hour and a half late.
Oh shit.
He blew a gasket. Yeah. Like this kid's quiet. I've never seen him lose it like that in my entire life. He went off. And like, mind you, at the time he was like 19 and she was like 30. So like imagine a 19-year-old going off on a 30-year-old being late. So, but with me, he's always like, I come in late sometimes when I have to relieve him. And he sat me down, he's like, honestly, bro, he's like, if you weren't like, he goes, I can't get mad at you because you come in with a smile on your face, and like, then you bring me a coffee, and you're like, hey, here's breakfast, like, he goes, you always come in at a good mood, so I have a hard time, like, engaging with you. And I was like, I just
set it up.
Yeah, I set it up.
Yeah. It should be being late. So I'll wait for your call.
Yeah, exactly. If you're gonna be late, don't come empty-handed. That's the rule. It's the only rule. If you're gonna be late,
that's a good rule.
Don't come empty-handed because it'll be a lot less damage.
Yeah, no, that's.
But yeah, I find it funny with that. But I'm late. You probably me and time schedules we hate.
Yeah, no, not me, man. I can't do.
But that's the thing. It's the expectation of like, he's expecting to be everyone to be on time.
Yeah.
And I don't have that expectation of myself. I know I'm not gonna be on time. I my head. I already. When I lay my head down and sleep, I already premeditate myself being at least 20 minutes late. That
sounds insane to me. That sounds fucking crazy to me. Nah, no way.
Yeah, bro. That's just because I know how I am. I get and the fucked up part is I get up on time. I do.
Yeah.
But I fucking hop on my phone real quick, check my emails.
I've been doing
I go on the toilet. I'll be on the toilet for a minute on YouTube.
Every morning for the past week and a half, and I listened to it on the Rogan podcast last year. Matthew McConaughey, they're talking about it.
I haven't got that one. I haven't watched that one yet.
It's pretty good. Yeah, it came out a while ago. It was pretty good, but they were talking about just giving yourself time, especially in the morning.
Yeah.
Like just your time.
Yeah.
And a big part of that was just don't touch your phone.
Really?
Like give yourself like 30 minutes, man.
Did you just get up and leave off?
I leave it in my bed. I'm not gonna lie, it's fucking hard.
Yeah, it's just a natural thing.
It's fucking hard.
In this day and age, it's natural now.
In this day and age.
Yeah, back then it wasn't like that, but we're in a technology era where it's like everything's out the hand.
Yeah, it's
you know. But yeah,
it's pretty fucking wild. It's hard, man.
But you like it now that you do it? Is it like something that like
better at it? You know what it is? I listen to music every morning.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, see, that's my thing. You listen to music. I listen to podcasts every morning.
Yeah.
I'll throw up a podcast that like will go on, and I'll put it like off to the side when I'm in the shower. I can hear it.
Yeah, no, I got a routine. I got music while I'm getting ready, podcast in the car.
Okay, I'm the opposite. Podcast while I'm getting ready, music in the car.
Okay, no doubt.
Okay, I need something to hype me up.
Nah.
To get myself in the zone.
I feel like I'm just like one track mind, just driving to work, so I can actually listen to the podcast.
Okay, yeah.
As opposed to here, I'm like getting dressed, packing my lunch.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
you can focus more on the pod in your car because you're just doing one thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I get it.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I would have been natural multitasking.
You know what I mean? If I'm cooking or some shit like that.
You do the podcast?
I'll do a podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense.
So kind of just, you know.
Because cooking's like a calming thing.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that say that they genuinely like to cook to calm themselves down.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome. Yeah. And I mean, it hasn't been much fun lately.
Yeah.
The meal prep shit, but
yeah,
when I cook something good, I made a fucking big ass tray of fucking baked ziti like 2 weeks ago.
Nice.
Oh, rewatching The Sopranos.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like,
I
need something cheesy and saucy. Let me get something ridiculous. Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
I ate it all fucking week. It was terrible.
Yeah.
It's just me.
It's just good.
It's just
well,
me.
lasagna's so
No,
good.
not lasagna, baked ziti.
Oh, baked ziti. I'm sorry, baked ziti's so good.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Meat sauce.
I'm a big Italian food guy.
Yeah,
Italian
it's great. It's so fucking bad.
Yeah, it's the worst food in the world to eat, but it's so good.
Yeah.
That's how you pack the pounds.
What are you gonna do, man?
But yeah, but going back on this like accepting everything, it's so for me with so I had a hard time, and I talk about how me and my ex are really good now, but in the beginning I had a hard time. We had a hard time coming on terms of being civil. It's not like we were like aggressively towards each other, but it was more or less like we couldn't have conversations.
Tension.
It was tension, yeah, you know.
Cut the shit with a knife.
Yeah, and you know, for me, I felt like I tried to make everything work, and then when we split, and when we split, I kind of tried to like, you know, make things work still, and like, you know, I always wanted to have. I'm sure every guy, anyone in a relationship wants to have the mom and dad together with their kids. That was always been my mindset. I came from a broken home, so I look at it as I did not want to repeat the cycle. When that happened, it was like an ego, a pride. You know, it was a lot of things came into it where I was like, how did I let this happen? One, and the first one was me. How did I let this happen? Then it was why did she let this happen? Like, you know, and it was almost to the point where it was like, and then everything she did, it was almost like, I felt like it was like making it worse.
Yeah.
And then, it just became this like toxic like relationship after our relationship that was like, we couldn't even be in like the same stage and have a conversation without one of us blowing up and like us walking away from the conversation.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like me not accepting that, not being able to accept what happened and letting bygones be bygones, and we just weren't the right fit for each other, it caused a lot of unnecessary disagreements that possibly like it made it rougher for the kids.
No, for sure.
You know, and that's me taking my responsibility in the situation. You know what I mean? Like how what she does with it, I don't know how she feels about it.
You gotta just be the bigger person.
Yeah, you know. So I kind of just.
And it's hard.
It was so hard for me. Like my pride took so much control of that. And I'm a private person in general.
I hear you.
So when I feel like things are going certain ways, and then you know, especially I feel like it got to the point where when she started seeing someone else, and it was getting serious, like the mental like part of me hit me and was like, oh, she's trying to replace me. Like, she doesn't know what she's doing. She's trying to replace me. She's trying to put him in front of my kid. Like, that shit ate me, bro. And like, to think like that, it's fucked. But at the same time, it's like, you're human. So, you know, you're just looking at it from the outside, and you're seeing all the stuff that's going on, and then, like, I'm looking at it like, yo, these are my kids. What the fuck? Like, nah, that's not happening. It's not happening. So, like, I resisted a lot. on her being with him and my kids being around him, and I feel like when everything came to a halt, and it was more or less when I couldn't see my kids for 2 months.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Dude, that was probably the toughest time of my life I ever had. It probably will be the toughest time of my life I ever had.
Yeah, that's miserable.
And it was because of that situation with him, her, and me. And it wasn't even like I did anything wrong. It was more or less the fact that, you know, he had said something, I said something back, and it came down to, you know, his insecurities at that time, because of my insecurities and me reacting, that it led to, you know, them putting a restraining order against me. And then,
it's crazy.
But the thing was is that I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
And there was no charges, nothing. It was just like, they went to the court, they did it, and then all of a sudden I had to go to court twice for a no-show.
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid all that.
You know what I mean? But you didn't even show. So it's like, that's the point, that's what got me so angry about that, is because you wasted so much time for me and my kids that it was 2 no-shows.
Yeah.
You didn't show up. You didn't give me the decency to show up and be like, whether you wanted to continue on with it or not, at least be like, hey, drop it, you know, it's whatever. You know, we were mad. Whatever happened, happened. I don't want to go off over this. So when that happened, like, that put everything into perspective for me, because I never wanted to ever, like, feel that or have that ever happen again. And the fact when I started coming back around my kid, my oldest one, to be more specific, he was traumatized by that. Because he was starting school. This happened in July. I couldn't see him until the beginning of September.
Yeah.
I picked him up his first week of school, the first Friday or second Friday. He was thrilled to see me. He gave me a giant hug. Oh my God, Daddy, where have you been? So me having that conversation with him, trying to I couldn't even how do I explain that? You know what I mean? So I got through that, but then it came to a point where every Friday, if I was late, I could be late by like 5 minutes. He would have a fucking panic attack, bro.
Yeah.
Like freaking out. Where's my daddy? He's not coming. He starts crying, throwing something on the floor.
Yeah,
so it's like,
it's
like I knew where that was coming from.
Yeah.
Like that's him paranoid and being scared that I'm not going to come anymore.
Yeah.
Like, so it was a struggle for that first year of like, and honestly, COVID saved it, because when COVID hit and he was doing remote learning and I got like kind of laid off for 2 months, I was able to just take them more, spend more time with them, and I think that kind of like just it calmed his nerves, and now it's to the point where he's like good again. Like he doesn't worry anymore. But it was like when I realized that I was mad initially when the stuff got dropped and I was able to see him at first, and I was so angry. I wanted to be so mad at her and just be fucking just. But then when I saw the effect it had on my oldest, everything got put into perspective for me, and I realized like I could never allow that to happen ever again.
It's not about you.
It's not about me. It's about him.
It's not about you. It's about him.
And granted,
it's not about her.
It's not about her either. But granted, that was the most miserable I've ever been in my entire life. It still wasn't even about me.
No.
That doesn't matter anymore.
No.
I let that shit go. Me being miserable in those 2 months is gone now because of the effect I saw on my oldest son. I was like, holy shit, he really went through it.
Yeah.
Like I thought I was going to do it, he went through it.
Oh, for sure.
So it's like when I saw that, it just put everything into perspective, and I never wanted to feel like that ever again, and I never wanted to put myself in a position where that could happen ever again. And when me and her had the conversation, it was like her and the other guy had broke off for like a month or so, and she had called me and kind of gave me like the heads up about it, and then I was like, yo, can we just talk? And that was like the first like honest conversation me and her really had with each other. And ever since, at least I feel she might be different about it, but ever since that conversation, we've been fine.
Yeah.
And it's been a whole new, like, life's been easy. You know what I mean?
I've yet to have that conversation.
It's still relatively new for you.
You know what I'm saying? I've yet to have that conversation.
Mine was 3 years in the making.
I want to have it.
I know you do.
I've tried to have it. They don't want to have it. So
she has to be ready.
So it is what it is. They don't. A lot of things happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
It is what it is. They don't want to have the conversation for certain reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I want to have the conversation for certain reasons. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. So that's probably a reason why it's still a little tough accepting.
Yeah, of course.
What I mean?
Well, you're not going to be able. You're not going to be able to until you have that conversation.
And it's but you know what? You can't rely on people to fucking help.
Well, that's the problem. Well, no, I'm not saying healing. I'm saying that in order for you to
acceptance
get,
is part of that, though.
it is, but the final piece of your healing will be that conversation.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
And she has to be ready.
That would be a nice day if it ever fucking comes. Yeah, exactly. You can't be forced to learn that fucking hard way.
Yeah,
You
because
know what I
it's
mean?
not going to work.
Learn that the hard way. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it is what it is, dude. But you just have to fucking. You can't rely on other people to try and help you accept the fucking past. Like, it is what it is, and you can't just constantly think about it. You're not gonna go back and change it.
No.
Nothing's gonna
Nothing.
change.
Yeah. It's,
You know what I mean?
it's like that Lion King
Nothing's gonna
when
change.
Rafiki slaps him in the head with a stick.
Yeah, what the fuck's he say?
He says,
some shit.
he goes, that hurt. He goes, yeah, it did, but that was in the past. Like, or something like that, yeah, you know what I mean?
For
Like,
sure.
It's
Only
the
was that
same,
simple.
it's only that was simple,
Only was that simple,
but
still.
it's similar to that. It's like,
just time, dude.
it's just
that
that
time that's gonna help that shit.
once it passes, and you have to, like, let it go. And I wish that I didn't have to go through everything I went to let my pride out the window, to just let go of everything and be the man I was supposed to be at that point in time.
Yeah.
Because,
sure.
and honestly, this is what, like, I feel like this show should be about, is that it's giving you other dads that, like, or if you're going through this or you've been going through this, like, the tools you need so you don't have to ever go through something like that where you can't see your kids because of a disagreement, or you don't want that. That's the last thing you want, because it doesn't help anyone, and it's the worst on the kids because they don't understand why, and they're not gonna understand why because you're too young. So and you don't, and it's not your job to make them feel like it's mommy's fault or it's daddy's fault, because that's even worse. You don't want to make your kids feel like they're mad at mommy because of daddy, or they're mad at daddy because of mommy. Like, that's the word. Like, I talk about my dad, and me and him having a good relationship, but my mother never talked bad about my dad once.
Yeah.
Everything I know of my dad is from my own eyes,
For
and
sure.
my own personal experiences. So, the kids will find out on their own. It's not our job to cast judgment.
And what do you do when they ask questions, though?
You know
what I'm saying?
I did, and
Because you don't want to lie to your kids.
You don't want to lie to
You
your
don't want
kids.
to lie.
No,
You want to
absolutely
know the
don't.
fucking truth.
But
You know what I'm
what
saying?
I do is, especially when they ask like some questions, I'll always say, this, my kids are still young, so it's a little different, but like, I kind of give them like a good PR answer. Like, I go, listen, mommy and daddy are at different times, daddy did this, mommy did that.
Yeah.
It's not up to you guys. Don't worry about me and mommy and our relationship.
Yeah, no,
That's our relationship.
That's how I handle it. Yeah.
All you need to know is mommy loves you and daddy loves you.
Yeah,
That's it.
That's it.
Whatever happens to me and mommy is me and mommy's problems.
Yeah.
And I kind of just, and then when they get older, they're going to start asking questions, and I say, for me, my advice for that is to say, this is daddy's side. You go ask mommy what her side is.
Yeah.
And then you make the judgment on your own, what you think is what.
Sure.
Because...
it'll be a long time for that.
You guys only two, right?
Yeah.
So you got a while for that.
Baby.
By that time, you guys probably be in way different places.
Yeah, who knows?
So, and that's why I'm thankful that we're in a good place now, that my guys are 5 and 6.
Yeah.
And they are getting to that age now where they're going to start wanting to ask those questions,
Yeah.
I mean, my oldest is in first, my youngest is in kindergarten. I feel like 3rd grade, 4th grade is when I started to kind of
for sure.
question things, look at things differently, start to understand things.
A little bit deeper,
Yeah, so I think it's good that me and her figured it out now, but it's not always like that for everyone else.
No. My biggest thing, too, is like, not even to get too personal about it, but plenty of people can relate to this shit, is that it's hard accepting the past when you really wanted things to work out, and you knew they could have been so fucking different.
Yeah.
But the other party did some real out of line shit, and it'll never go back.
Yeah, no, I get it.
It'll never go back.
Absolutely.
Like, it's not gonna happen now.
Yeah.
Like, now it's fucking, like, it's nail in the coffin. You know what I'm saying?
I can
accept that, you know what I mean? Like, that's hard.
It's so hard.
That's a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah.
That's a tough pill to swallow.
Well, it's a tough pill to swallow, too, because as humans, we never want to be wrong. About our gut feelings or about our intuition, we never want to be wrong. And it's hard whenever you're wrong. I hate being wrong. I'll be completely honest. I'm one of those people, I don't like being wrong. And I'll argue back and forth until I can try to be right somehow. But so when you have to accept that, it's like you're going back on all of everything you said or stated. So it's like now you're wrong. Or even if, for me, people used to tell me, "Oh, you sure you guys are gonna make it?"
I can deal with defeat. I can
Dude, I had a big problem. That was rough.
I can deal with defeat. I can deal with the failure, the loss. You know what I mean? Like, it's sometimes it's tough. You know what I mean? A big thing that's helped that, honestly, is lifting. You know what I mean? Do you need to go
Get
for
your mind off of it.
Well, no, I'm just saying in general, as far as dealing with dealing
With
with failure.
yes.
It's
Agreed.
a process. It's a process, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna go for a lift and you're gonna fucking fail. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and then one day
You're
you'll-
gonna get it.
you're gonna
Yeah,
get it.
Absolutely.
But this situation,
It's not like that. Yeah.
it's not like that. It's not like that, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess because
It's time.
the best way I could put it, how you're describing it in a different way is, well, I used to wrestle, so you know, I wanted to win so bad my last year
Yeah.
because it's my last year.
And you didn't win.
And when you hit fourth place, you're like, well, this is my last year doing this. Sucks. I won it first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, but I can never go back now.
No.
Like, it's it. It's over.
Yeah,
Like, I've
it's over.
already.
It's done.
My career's done. You know
It's
what I
done.
mean? I'm not that good enough to be a collegiate athlete.
Not
You know
gonna
what I mean? Nor
happen.
do I want to. You know what I mean? But like, so like
Yeah.
that's how you look at
Yeah.
it. Whereas with lifting, it's different because you're working and gaining.
You're working.
You're
Exactly.
working
That's
towards
what I'm
something.
saying, yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas
Yeah.
like it's you know, it's
Yeah,
different
it's
when
tough. It's tough.
it's different when everything's on the line. Usually.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
But a big part
But
of it
your
is
lifting is nothing on the line. You're getting yourself better. So when
Yeah.
you fail, you know you're gonna get to that
for
point.
sure.
But when all chips from the middle of the table
Yeah, dude.
and you lose,
All bets are off.
yeah, you know,
So, dude.
that's when what you're saying is like,
Yeah.
like, yeah, dude, it's.
Because as far as accepting, you know, like other men and also like, of course they're gonna find other men.
Of course, yeah,
They're
absolutely.
fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
They're women. There's
Mhm.
plenty of guys out there. Just
Mhm.
like there's plenty of chicks out there. They're gonna
Mhm.
meet another chick. You know what I'm saying? Like
Absolutely.
that you can accept. That's it might be a little tough, but
Yeah.
a week or two you'll get over. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's just totally it's certain scenarios. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that was for
Where
me.
It's tough to accept.
That's
but you
what
have to do
that's
it.
what it was for me. That's what was so hard for me.
Yeah.
Was that it was so soon after we were broken up, and then it was like he just kind of stepped right in, and it was like,
Yeah.
you know. So and then he wanted to grab my kids, and I was like, wait, like this is like.
Yeah. That's
So I was still trying to process. Like I was in your situation, still trying to process everything and trying to heal and get, and then it was like something else jumping to it.
Yeah.
So I felt like for me, it was like while I was trying to get to that healing process, there was just other crap just jumping up, like piling on top of it. And then it was to the point where I also had other shit going on in my life. It wasn't just that, you know, I had shit with my mom and stepdad going on, I had shit at home going on. Like
Yeah.
I had a lot of other shit, my job, like I had so much
Yeah,
other
yeah.
shit going on. But it's so crazy because to me, when that happened, all that other shit didn't matter. It
Yeah.
was just my main focal point was like figuring out the situation with my kids and her, because like that's to me like everything else was just back noise at that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
And and like I said, it took me 3 or 4 years, about 3 years now to finally be like
Jesus
okay
Christ.
with it. But like I said, I had so many obstacles in the way of it that
Yeah.
I kept letting affect me. That was
Yeah.
my point.
No, for sure.
And that's exactly why I want to do this. Is because I could have gotten over this thing so much sooner.
Yeah, for sure.
But my pride and my stubbornness, the same shit that I love about me that makes me do so well and exceed in everything I do, like when it comes to my work experience, all that stuff, like it's also one of my downfalls.
No, for sure.
You know,
Absolutely.
so and me being able to admit that, and me being able to kind of like finally like just let go.
Yeah.
That was so I couldn't do it at that point in time. It took me so long to finally get there, and it literally took losing my kids to finally be like, what the fuck am I doing?
No, I never want to have
And
to go
I don't want any guy to do that.
Yeah,
I never want no
right.
father
That's why
to do
now,
that.
honestly, like, and it's great advice for whoever's listening out there, man. If you're in a situation, just be a bigger person and just
It's so hard, but it's so necessary.
grit your teeth and fucking smile and just
Yeah.
go there, get your kid, and leave, man. All right, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
You know,
dude. You know,
it
like,
just
it's hard, man.
it
It's
is,
hard.
and
especially when you're still a little angry
yeah,
and you haven't accepted yet. And
yeah.
here's this person in front of you now, and you have to deal with them. You can't not deal with them.
Any little thing they do is gonna kind of spark something where you're
Any
kind of
little
like,
fucking thing. You know what I'm
like,
saying,
really?
right? It's like,
yeah, it's like
it's
it's so
hard.
shitty.
Like, I try extremely hard. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's
Extremely hard. You know what I mean? Especially since they don't want to have that conversation, but it's cool. It is what it is. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It is
but
what it is.
and you know what I didn't
push it,
realize?
move forward.
You know what I didn't realize, and I realize now, and how it kind of clicked in my head when you kept saying like even they don't want to. It's because like they have the right to not be ready too. They're healing.
Yeah,
They're healing
absolutely.
just as much as you're healing.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
and
for sure.
and not to be, anti-women or try anything like that, but women handle things a lot differently than men.
Sure.
Men are very willing to kind of just figure it
me,
out
and
move forward.
Yeah, that's just
women
me as a
aren't.
person too. Like I'm just a big everything's on the table kind of guy. Like here it is.
Yeah, and she might not be.
Not at all.
Yeah, so it's
Not at all.
like when you have someone that's like everything's on the table, and you have someone that's not, that's like that's where the different. That's where
sure.
and it goes back to expectations. Like your expectation is I have everything on the table. Like where are you at? And her expectation is like, oh, I don't. Like,
exactly.
You know what I mean? Why are you like that?
Dude.
So it's like it's crazy.
And that's why you gotta take them down.
Yeah.
Keep them a little low. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keep them a little low.
Take the expectations down and be okay with like you said, failure. Like be okay with it.
And even with yourself, like I said, I keep expectations pretty high for myself. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But you also really can't take yourself too seriously.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do it, dude. Because then you wind up in a rut like this now.
Yeah.
Now your expectations are so fucking high because you're like, well, I'm like this.
Mm-hmm.
I would want to talk about it. I would want to put it on the table.
Yeah.
What's wrong with her? How come she doesn't want to?
Yeah.
What's the deal? Like,
yeah.
You know what? Drop down a little bit, dude.
Yeah. Tone it down.
Tone it down a little bit.
Let it go.
Don't take yourself so serious. Let it go.
Yeah.
Move forward.
Yeah.
You can't dwell in the past. And then you get stuck inside your head, and that's the worst place to fucking be.
It's the worst place to be.
The worst place to be.
Because your head is like.
Especially now that you're alone now. Too.
Yeah.
Now that you're alone, bud.
You ever
get out of your head?
You ever go down those you ever be on YouTube and you'll go into a video and it'll lead to another video and another video. It's
rabbit hole.
Rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Your head's like 18 million rabbit holes.
It's miserable.
And it's like you just start going down them and you're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
You know, and you start. It's like you said. You all of a sudden you start thinking about shit that happened 5 years ago, or like, and it's like it's not like you're even trying to. It's just they appear.
Yeah.
And and that's when you have to kind of like put it in, sit yourself back and listen. This is what's going on. I know that there's an end game to it, but I'm not there yet, and I have to figure out how to get there.
Yeah.
And it's like my grandmother used to always say, nothing's forever.
No.
So everything ends eventually, and that's how you have to.
Come to an
end.
And
that's how you have to look at it.
Yeah.
You have to kind of be like, well, right now I'm in this shitty situation, but it's not gonna last forever. It's gonna eventually just gonna come to a point where something opens up or something gets figured out here. I just have to be true to myself and do the right thing for me and my kids.
And that's what I was gonna say. It's all dependent. End game is all dependent on what you do now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like balls in your court.
Yeah. And just it's so easy to be nice. It really is. It's honestly
it's a little hard sometimes.
Honestly though, in the beginning maybe, but once you start realizing that when you're nice and they see that you're being nice, regardless of how they're being, it gets old for them.
Yeah.
Because they're not getting a reaction.
Yeah.
That's what they want. Everyone wants a reaction.
That's what I'm saying. Like everyone
so
wants a reaction.
when someone's being mean to you and you're being nice to them, you know how hard it is for them to keep being mean to you.
Yeah.
Eventually they're gonna just be like, I can't get a reaction to this guy. Like she's so nice to me. Like why is he so nice to me? Like what's going on?
Yeah.
And then eventually it just folds.
Yeah.
And it's a prime example with right now. I've just been every time I see my ex or her man, I'm always, hey, how's it going? What's up? I see, because they have a kid together too. I say hi to him if I see him. Like it's like I got him a Christmas gift last Christmas. I just like, to me, I'm at that point where it's like I'm over it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to just be the bigger person.
Yeah.
And at that point in time, it's relief for me.
Yeah.
Because it's like anger's exhausting.
It's exhausting.
It's exhausting.
You find yourself fatigued.
Yeah.
Tired,
It takes so much out of you. And now I go to bed with my conscience clear because I know I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Regardless if anyone else is doing the right thing.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
It matters that you know you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, for sure.
And because it's you. That's it. And us having sons, they're gonna look back and be like, "Whoa, my dad did the right thing from here to there."
Yep.
And they're gonna look at it like, "I want to be like that. I want to make sure that you're setting the standard." You know what I mean? So, and that's the reason why I want to do the shows because, like, I have 2 sons, bro. Like, you have a son. Like, I want to make it so that God forbid they have kids and their situation doesn't work. They don't have to go through what me or you went through. They're gonna be in that pocket lane where it's like they have options. They, they're not, the stigma isn't clouding over them that they're like a shitty father. Like, no, like they've seen, me being a good father. Your son seeing you being a good father. Like they have that example of, oh, my dad went through that.
Yeah.
And we're cool. We're straight.
That's why I call my dad all the time, just because I know he went through it.
Yeah, and you have that example in your life, which is dope. You know what I mean?
So
not many people have that. A lot of people
hard
have.
to hear sometimes.
Yeah.
It's hard to get that advice. You don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
You got to take it.
You do.
You got to take it.
And that's another thing too. Like sometimes like you'll get that advice, but you're like so stubborn and proud and like.
Yeah.
For me, that's how I was. I didn't want to hear nothing. I was like, nah, you don't understand.
Yep.
And meanwhile, they do because they've been through it,
Yeah.
And it's like.
Yeah, it's tough.
But yeah, it's tough getting the ego out of the way.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, because it's like
it's gonna get crushed.
You're in your own way.
You gotta build yourself back up.
Yeah, and
when your ego gets crushed, you gotta build yourself back up,
Yep.
and that's hard to do sometimes. You know what I mean? You gotta pick yourself up when you're down.
Yeah.
You might be down for a little bit, but we were talking about this on one episode before. Roller coaster, dude.
Yeah.
Life's fucking roller coaster.
Life's a roller coaster.
There's highs and there's lows.
And for me, my thing is you just gotta roll with the punches.
You have to.
And eventually it'll all get better.
Yeah.
It's like you can't be in this fear of, oh my god, like what's gonna happen if this happens? Like for instance, what if I lose my job? What's gonna happen if like if you constantly live paranoid, like that, I feel like that's when those bad things creep in because like you're constantly in fear of it. So you're overcompensating for things you don't have to generally overcompensate for.
Yeah, and that's a big part of what they were talking about on that with McConaughey on that podcast about just giving yourself time in the morning.
Yeah.
And don't open up social media because it can just trigger so much negative bullshit.
Yeah.
And you start to feel bad about yourself.
Yeah.
And you can't start your day like that.
No, I agree. That's what's funny.
Like
I stopped looking at certain things just because it's like the news lately. I don't watch the news anymore.
No, I haven't watched the news since last year.
Yeah, I don't watch the news anymore because I'm just trying to get my life together at this point.
Exactly.
I'm not that big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not globally known. I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
I'm working on me. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I'm working on my space, staying in my lane.
Exactly. You open up your phone, you go on Instagram, you go on Facebook, and you're just like, oh man.
Yeah.
Everyone's having such a good time, and I'm fucking miserable.
Yeah,
you can't start a day like that.
You can't. And it's funny. You're right because when you go through that stuff, sometimes you do see stuff like that. Like people with their families. And it's kind of like you kind of look like.
Well, that's the classic saying, dude.
Yeah.
In your relationship, you see happy singles, and when you're single, you see happy couples.
Yeah. It's
weird as fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just because that's what you're subconsciously looking for. You wish you had that in that moment. You're kind of looking. So it stands out.
Your mind makes you look at things you don't have.
Yeah, it stands out a little more.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the single chick is fucking posting all kinds of shit. You should be messaging her, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, while you're looking at this fucking family photo, dude.
Yeah.
Message her.
I'm on that single chick.
Slide in really quick.
Slide those DMs real quick.
Yeah.
Get that mama mentality.
Numbers, man.
Shoot or shoot, bro.
Numbers. You're not having enough doors, one's gonna open. one of them's gonna fucking open. Just keep knocking.
Someone's gonna let you in.
Keep knocking. It's true, dude.
Yeah, man. No, it's so true, man.
So yeah, slide in.
Yeah.
Don't look at the family photos.
Yeah,
slide
let that stuff go,
fucking
man.
Firecracker that's on Instagram right now.
Yeah.
Letting it loose.
Exactly. Hot girl summer. Hot girl summer.
I'm excited.
Me too.
I'm
really excited.
I'm excited.
Yeah, the summer's gonna be booming.
That's why I'm trying to get everything done.
Yeah.
That's why I haven't been
after
here.
this.
That's why I need
after
to
they lift all these bands, the floodgates are gonna.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
We'll see. I'm
That's
trying to have a
gonna be
good time
good.
this summer. I don't fucking know. I'm trying to do something. I'm trying to get laid a lot. I hope. I fucking really hope.
Yo, you know what's funny? That's the initial thought.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the first. What's your initial thought? Like after all the other shit happens, and then like when you're kind of like by yourself, you're like, I need to get laid.
Yeah. It's been all fucking summer. Big plans.
Yeah, I gotta get it. I gotta get going here.
Yeah, whatever. I'm more of a fan of the fall anyway. You know?
Yeah, fall. Honestly, I'm the same way. I don't like hot.
Yeah.
I don't like heat.
Yeah. I do like sundress season though.
Yeah.
It's in full effect.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
So, it's in full effect.
But yeah, man, It's fucking. You knocking. You knocking. One of them don't even open.
Sometimes
you might not like the door opens, but you open.
You can spend some time knocking on one door, but.
Yeah, eventually you gotta, they're not home.
Yeah.
You gotta keep it moving.
Yeah. Shit. That's fucking hilarious.
That's a good analogy. It was funny.
Yeah, dude. That's literally what it is, though, man. And such is life.
Yeah, it is.
Such is life.
Honestly, you use that term for anything. You know, it's
absolutely.
Going back to being scared of losing anything. It's like even if you lose your job, there's so many other jobs out there. Like you can't put all your chips in the basket anymore.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't anymore.
Unfortunate.
It sucks, but you really can't. I'm switching jobs right now. I'm in the process of leaving the job I'm at now for another job, and it's especially in my industry, the hospitality industry, bro. If you're not at a place where there's growth and you're not looking for something else,
stagnant.
You're just gonna be stagnant and be making the same money your whole career.
Yeah, no.
Because that's just how they work. In hospitality, you have to be always looking for the next best thing.
Yeah.
Because it's not one of those companies where you just stay. Like you put your time in 20 years and all that stuff, and you get all these benefits. No, it's not like that. Hospitality, you gotta be bouncing around, and you gotta be looking for the next best hotel, next best restaurant, and next best thing that's gonna make you optimize your amount of money you can make and optimize your growth. And that's where I'm in the part of my career now, which my old boss doesn't understand. That I need growth. I've been to the top of the mountain twice. For the hotel side, and a bunch of times for the restaurant side. Where is there for me to go now? It's like I'm not going to stay in this one spot just because you guys want me to. I need to either be, and it's like I told that when I interviewed with her. I said, my next jump is overseeing multiple properties in the hotel side. If not, I want to go back to the restaurant side because I could still do. The restaurant is so much bigger, so many more avenues for growth there, that I could still do damage in it. And my biggest thing was the reason why I shied away from the restaurant is because the schedule. If you're working a restaurant, you're going to be working the weekends majority of the time. And I can't do that. I have to have my weekends free for my kids. And so at least one of the days. And but luckily I found a spot in Nyack, and the guy liked me. He gave me the money I wanted.
What spot in Nyack?
It's called Greekish. Greek spot. Yeah, it's pretty dope. And he gave me the schedule I wanted. I was shocked.
Dope.
And what's crazy? Fucked up part is I didn't want to go to the interview.
Oh, shit.
I got out of work. I was so pissed off that day.
Yeah.
And so just fucking done with the day.
Yeah.
I was dressed like shit because there was so much shit going on. And in my head I was like, yo, I'm not dressed the way I want to be dressed for this interview. I'm running a little late for the interview. And it's a restaurant gig. I'm not going to get the fucking schedule I want. Why this is a waste of my time. I'm not. I got in my car. I got to the light where I'm about to hit my exit and go home. And it was either hit my exit, go home, or go straight and go towards Nyack. I'm at the light. And I'm sitting there. My mind's going home already. I already made up my mind in the parking lot. I'm going the fuck home. I'm done. And I'm sitting in the car. I'm sitting there just thinking. And all of a sudden, it just my self-conscious crept into me. And it was like, don't be unprofessional.
Gotta show face.
Don't be unprofessional. Yep. You wouldn't like to have someone did to you.
Nope.
And you know what? Everyone has shitty days.
Yep.
Grow up. Man up, sack up. Go do what you gotta do. You made an obligation. Go do it.
That's what it takes.
And I literally just thought about it. And I was like,
down real quick,
And you know what I mean? I was like, fuck it. I gotta go.
Yeah.
I shot straight, went to the thing, and then next thing you know, this guy's likes me, offered me exactly what I wanted and the exact schedule I wanted.
Nice.
And I trailed for one day, and I love the place. I was, it's crazy how shit works out.
Yeah,
because it's usually when you least expect it.
Yeah.
And I did not expect any expectations. Yeah. I had no expectations going in there. I literally thought I was gonna get kicked out for how I was dressed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Something similar,
it was
me
wild.
In my industry and just my business. Yeah, I own a business. Mm-hmm. My growth is all dependent on what I do. You know what I mean? It's all dependent on what I do. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Whether
you're in control of it.
I'm in complete control, dude. So a lot of that is promoting, marketing, just different things around the shop, which is what I'm doing this weekend. I'm going to be there 2 years, June 1st, so I want to do a little renovation, nothing crazy, just get some shit done that I've been meaning to get done.
Yeah.
I'm trying to start promoting like pretty heavily,
Yeah.
pretty heavily.
Send me links, bro. I'll be blasting.
I gotta be honest.
You know I got it.
I just don't want to do it.
Yeah, it's annoying.
But I have to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I want the growth, I have to do it.
Yeah, you have to do it.
I just don't want to be a social media whore. You know what I mean? Just for my own personal reasons, like I was talking about earlier. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's not. Yeah.
Well, like it's so vital to my business, to my job, I have to do it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. I could probably pay for ads and shit like that.
Yeah, Google does. Like, there's like Google ads you pay for. Honestly, Google ads is the best. I used to do a little handyman thing on the side, and I put a Google ad up. I still get calls for it. It's been like 3 years.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's kind of.
Yeah, I know. No, it's not so much the Instagram and the Facebook that are promoting on there that bothers me. This is one very specific thing that bothers me. There's a community page here in my town.
Okay.
And they're vicious.
Are they?
They're fucking vicious on there.
Yeah.
But there's so many people on there, like it's such a great spot to promote.
Got it. But you're saying like,
I've just been avoiding it, just like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but hey, they say bad press is still good press.
Yeah, any press is good press.
Any press is good press. That's
exactly.
it. But hey, any press is good press.
Not
that I think we would, because we get shouted
out.
There's
always one Karen.
There's always one Karen. There's always one Karen.
That's just gonna complain.
And that page has fucking sunk businesses, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah, man.
It's sunk them. It has fucking sunk them.
Yeah, but you guys do good work, man.
But we've gotten shouted. We've gotten shouted out on that page so many times.
Oh, you have? I mean,
so many times.
Listen, I'm just gonna be honest, front
I'm sure out there. Yeah.
Roll the dice.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Sometimes you gotta bet yourself, bro.
I have a choice.
And you know what's crazy? I'm gonna be honest with you, and this is you're gonna think I'm nuts. I put my 2 weeks in before I even had this job.
Oh yeah, you are nuts.
Is that crazy or what?
Yeah, you are.
I put my 2 weeks in before I had this job. And then like they asked me to stay for 4 weeks, and I was like, in my mind, I'm like, that's best case scenario. Because different time to find a job.
That's fucking huge. Oh my god.
And you know what it was, bro? I was so fed up.
And when you get there, you should get there.
And then I was but then I went through those doubts.
Yeah.
I had self-doubt at one point, and I was like, what if I don't get a job? This is my livelihood, my kids, my this, my that. Going on, it's racing. And like, I got other avenues of income, but it's not steady income. It's like, so in my head I was like, I could pick up here, I could pick up there. But then I'm like, now I'm going to be fucking scrambling. Like, my kids need that steady income. And then I was like, first I didn't do it. I was scared, And then finally I was, you know what?
That's where I'm at now.
I gotta bet on myself.
Yep,
like, fuck this. I'm betting on myself. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna go get it.
Yep, we're just gonna go for it. So, doing some renovations to the shop this coming weekend. And once that's all said and done, then I'll be on there.
Blast that up.
Blast it. Some more pictures, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Send me the community link, bro. I'll join the community and fucking shout you guys out.
I'm there enough. I have a new barber at the shop, so I want to build him up a little bit more.
Is that the kid I saw last time?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. He sits in that where the other girl used to sit. He seems like a nice kid.
He's cool. Yeah, no, he's nice.
I haven't really seen him cut or anything, but
he's decent. He's decent. He's learning. He's fresh out of school.
Oh, okay. So he's like under an apprenticeship. How that works?
Yeah, he's getting his license. His license just came in the mail last week, I think, actually.
Oh, no.
So
that's pretty cool.
On the wall. Yeah, and just gotta build him up some more.
Yeah, man.
But the only thing that's gonna help that is just stepping out the comfort zone and promoting. Doing shit differently. Looking for that growth, pushing for that growth.
Yeah, bro. I mean, listen.
Not staying too stagnant.
I think you guys have like a nice little spot too.
Yeah,
it's like
that's cool.
It's like a nice little niche. It's different. You know what I mean? It's not like I feel like every barbershop in Monroe is like the same cookie cutter barbershop.
It is.
And that's why I kind of like when you guys are at.
Over in town.
Precision. That was different.
Yeah.
So it was a little different and had a different vibe to it.
Yeah.
And you guys set it up nice at one point.
Yeah.
And then when you got your spot, you did the same thing. It was just different. Like, it was a different vibe. And I loved it. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
It's just, you have to stand out. Because, like, when you guys are at Tommy's, bro, like, he was good cutter. Same thing with Vincenzo's and the other shitty ones that are in town, too.
Yeah.
But, that's what I like about that. It's different. And you guys have, like, I don't think you realize it, but, like, you guys have, like, a family vibe.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And it's not like you guys are trying either. It's just the vibe you guys give off of.
Yeah, no, it's like I've been working with this dude, with Maddie, fucking shit, almost 10 years.
Yeah. Well, yeah, as long as I've known you too.
Yeah, exactly. He's worked that whole time. And the kid Mason, that got cut in there. I've known him since he's like fucking 15.
Oh, so you know him for a minute,
I know him for a long time.
That's dope.
I know him for a really long time.
Yeah, so that's why you kind of
and
close in.
I want to build him up. I really do. I want to build him up.
And that's important. When you have people that you like genuinely like want,
Yeah.
like it makes it easier for you as a boss.
Because he's a good fit. He's a
yeah.
good fit for the shop. That's why. Like it's hard for that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, you need
it's
that
hard for that person to
dynamic.
come around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what I like about it. It's like
he's young. He's got tattoos. He listens to cool music. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it's dope.
He knows how to have a
and
conversation.
the cool thing is too is that it's like I've been going to Matt since he's been cutting hair. You know what I mean? And this is like since you and him became close to work together. It's the first like when you guys started like at more at your shop and the shop before. I like it because I have conversations with the guy you're cutting hair with.
Yeah.
I've never done that before.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's because we're all talking to each other. All four of us are having
That's what it's
conversations.
supposed to be.
You know what I mean? It's not like you have your guy, you're just doing your own thing, Matt has me. It's like, no, we're literally all just laughing and joking about whatever the hell we're talking about. And it's like people I've never even met before, and we're just having conversations.
And that's how you fucking.
You know, even the guy sitting on the bench, like we're all of us are just in conversation and rotation. You know, like it's that kind of vibe is what keeps places going.
Yeah,
it's so dope, bro.
No, that's
you guys have something good.
No, we do. I definitely do have something good there. I need to. That's why I gotta bump it up a little bit more. I mean, again, 2 years. I can't believe it.
I didn't think it was 2 years, bro. I honestly, I feel like it was like last year. You moved in there.
2 years, bro.
That's crazy.
2 years. Yeah, it's pretty nuts, man. It's pretty nuts. I'm pretty excited about it. It's cool, so.
Yeah, dude. I'm excited for you, man.
Thank you.
I can't wait till you guys get it. I'll probably be there after you do the little reno.
Yeah, definitely.
If you need help, let me know.
No, sure. My pop's coming up. We're gonna do some shit.
Alright,
I'm not even doing anything crazy. I'm just cleaning it up. Some touch of paint, put up some shelves. So I'm gonna frame out my mirrors.
Nice. All right.
Push some little things.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
I'll probably be up soon. I hit Matt and get my
Word.
usual cut through.
Yes, sir.
What I'm gonna do? Yeah. He always kills the beard, man. People love his beard game, bro. I'll be in the gym sometimes. They're like, "Who cuts your beard?" You know, like,
sure.
And if I was giving
out
number,
there.
I'm like, "Yeah, bro, the beard game cut is fire."
He's the. You know what? He doesn't do any fucking promoting. He doesn't do anything. He's like the best kept secret.
Yeah, he is.
He really is.
Needless to say, they won't treat you like I will. D-boys and Bill like I'm Bill. They were faking, but you still keep it real. Y yo sé por qué. Ahora que te tengo, no hay nadie que me soporte. Que ese chamaco me baje el fronte antes de que le apliquemos el torque. I'm just saying how I feel. If anyone about it, that's me for real. Got desires that I'm trying to fulfill. Oh, what is you trying to do? Yo sé que en el mundo no hay otra como tú. Y una belleza con esta actitud. Tantas ganas de complacerte más. Quedé enchulado al tenerte más. Siempre me deja queriendo más. But you already know. I'm just saying how I feel. She said she riding for me and I know she will. 250, she bout to keep it for real. Llámame Jordan si la música es un deporte. Yo sí me enfoqué, lo real en una mano conté. If I say something, it's gonna be how I feel. The way looking steep up ahead, dreaming like I'm in the Ville. Needless to say, they won't treat you like I will. D-boys and Bill like I'm Bill. They were faking, but you still keep it real. Y yo sé por qué. Ahora que te tengo, no hay nadie que me soporte. Que ese chamaco me baje el fronte antes de que le apliquemos el torque.